And welcome everybody to the live satsang with Mohanji on this auspicious day of Ram Navami. My name is Maheshwari and I'm a Mohanji Acharya. I'm really blessed and happy to be with all of you today. And I would like to now present Brahma Rishi Mohanji, and we can commence with this beautiful auspicious session. Welcome, Mohanji.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Ram Navami to all of you, and Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Mohanji, we have a set of beautiful questions that people have sent through, and they are here. Some of them have joined the session as well, and they would like to ask you. So the first one is from Nirupama Chaudhary.
Sure.
Pranam Mohanji. And Mohanji, like, I was a devotee of Rama. You brought me back, you brought me to Shiva. And now I think it's again turning back to Rama. So my question is, Bhagwan Ram is called Maryada Purushottam, who lived with dignity and in limits. He never moved even any of his part. Like he said, it is said that he not even moved his little finger. He was totally centered and he was focused. How can we control our body? Because we are very restless. How can we be Ram?
Thank you. So you're saying that you were with Ram, then you went to Shiva and you came back to Ram. What in you went anywhere? It is just your waking state mind. Understand, you never went anywhere. It's your waking state mind which makes you feel that you are traveling. You're moving from one to the other. Because waking state mind fixes itself on forms. Forms are not the essence. Forms are representation of the essence. Essence is one. Ram is Shiva, Shiva is Ram. Ram is you, Ram is me, Ram is everybody. Ram is nature, Ram is determination, Ram is mind. Ram is all aspects. Same is Shiva. All aspects. Everything that you can touch, feel, and not touch and feel are all Shiva or Ram. So whenever you think that you have traveled from one to the other, understand it's only the waking state mind. Nobody is traveling from anywhere to anywhere. You are well established in truth. And what is truth? Truth is the essence of every object, every being, even if it doesn't have a life, means living being, it still has truth inside. That is the Datta tradition. Datta tradition is a combination of every aspect of existence or its conglomeration. Now, when you're talking about Ramayana, Ram is the supreme consciousness, Parabrahma, representation of the supreme consciousness. And Lakshman is the discriminative intellect. You know, supreme consciousness is completely open and relaxed, all encompassing. There's no division. There's no division possible. Supreme Parabrahma. Parabrahma can never be divided. It's in and outside of everything. So Ram represents that supreme consciousness. You know, while Shiva represents the state of being supreme consciousness, Ram is the embodiment of walking, talking supreme consciousness with full awareness that it is supreme consciousness. Like Krishna, when he delivered Bhagavad Gita, he was fully conscious and aware, and he expressed that he is supreme consciousness. He's not just a person, not a personality. So this we must understand as sincere sadhaks. We must understand there are no divisions. Lakshman is the intellect, the analytical side, the discriminative side of supreme consciousness, because there is an intelligent aspect, intellect aspect. Your soul is an intelligent energy. So if you take the intelligence apart, that is what is Lakshman. And Sita, the Shakti aspect, the creative, regenerative, rejuvenative aspect of Supreme Consciousness. And what is Hanuman? The mind. Very powerful, because we get influenced only because we are the mind. We get influenced by the world outside only because we have an active mind. So this is what is Hanuman. But Hanuman surrendered his mind, or surrendered himself at the feet of Supreme Consciousness, and he became all powerful. He gained the strength and power of the entire universe. Because just one thing, he completely gave himself to Ram. So when you surrender your mind completely at the feet of the Supreme Consciousness, you become as powerful, as actively powerful. I use the word actively powerful. Not that you are powerful and you're sitting quiet. You're actively powerful, and he came to assist Ram. It's not that Ram needed assistance. Ram is Supreme Consciousness. He can sit as Supreme Consciousness without a movement, and nobody will ask a question. But he did not do that. He expressed the vulnerability of human existence, because he, even though before attaining the throne, he was sent to forest. He went through all the ordeal of the forest and forest life, and all the things connected to a possibility of a human existence, all the ups and downs of human existence, he suffered. But he remained stable, very stable, completely stable. And that portrayed him, or that distinguished him as a great master, an avatar. Because his stability was his message. He went through, he did not, because he was an avatar, he did not avoid, or he did not have any problems. He had many problems, so many problems. And Shakti was taken away from him for a period of time, and which was unnatural, because without Shakti, there is no expression. Supreme Consciousness as it is completely still and omnipresent. And it need not express itself to be something or to prove something. But Shakti aspect is needed to prove something. So Sita's presence was extremely essential for Ram to be complete. So what happened? Ram was taken away by whom? Ravan. Who's Ravan? The ego aspect connected to the external world. Ego, when it is operating in the external world, three aspects it operates on: position, possession, relation. These are the three aspects the ego works on, or ego thrives on these three aspects. And that is what snatched the Shakti away from Ram. And then Ram had to recover Shakti, regain or take it back. Only then he will be complete, and that completion is needed for the existence to happen, or existence to take place, or existence to survive or remain. So he fought Ravan, the ego, and he recovered Sita by diminishing or destroying ego. Ego, which is operating on the outside plane. Inside, see, man minus ego is equal to God. So ego comes as a wall between you and your realization, you and your ultimate truth, you and your supreme aspect. But ego is unavoidable, right? We all have it, because that's also part of the creation. We have a factor which makes us rejoice on possession or relation. We crave for relations, right? Why do we crave for relations? Because that's part of ego, which asks for, hey, I need my father, my mother, my child, or children. Who's asking all this? Ego is asking. Ego wants all this. 1 second, please. Just a second. Sorry. So Ram is a living representation of Supreme Consciousness, and Sita is the practical Shakti aspect of the Supreme Consciousness. That's the creative aspect, and the regenerative, rejuvenative aspect. And Lakshman is the discriminative aspect, and Hanuman is the surrender aspect, bhakti, surrender, and Ravan is the ego aspect. This is Ramayana, right? So you have not gone from anywhere to anywhere. That's the illusion which we create. Our mind gives us. The mind tells us that we are detaching from something, we are going somewhere. And what is Shiva, first of all? What is Shiva? Stabilized state of consciousness, stillness. That stillness, the stillness which is unshakable stillness. You can't move that stillness. That's a great state of samadhi. That is the aspiration of every yogi. Every yogi wants to attain that state of supreme stillness. While Ram could not have sat still because he had a work to do. Imagine Ram was sitting still. We would not worship him because we already have Shiva to worship. And Ram worshipped Shiva. Why did Ram worship Shiva? As a reminder, we had to remember. Can we mute the mics, please? M. Krishna Kumari.
Oh.
All right. So Ram worshipped Shiva because Ram cannot be angry. He cannot be emotional. He has to be still and stable, balanced. So when you are in balance, even if you are fighting a war, it will be a noble thing. You are not getting carried away. Imagine you are in a battle of life, in the daily life. If you become emotional, your intellect is not available, right? So that is also the death of Lakshmana. At one point in time, Lakshman collapsed in the battlefield. He died. Then he had to be rejuvenated. Who brought the rejuvenation? The great Bhakta brought the rejuvenation. Hanuman. He brought the mountain, and the wind came to the Sanjeevani, that air from that plant reached Lakshman, and he got rejuvenated. So when the discriminative faculty leaves you, then only the emotion exists, correct? When emotion exists, you are going into regret mode. Because when we behave with emotions, when we are angry, when we are upset with life, when we shout, scream, fight, we lose power. You see, when Ram fought Bali, he could not fight directly because Bali had this boon that half the strength of the opponent comes to him. This happens to us in every cake shop, right? Fruit shop, not fruit, the pastry shop. By the time you see the pastry, half your strength is gone. This is our life. Many times we lose ourselves for temptations. So he had to hide and shoot. It was unethical. And he paid the price in the Krishna avatar. Bali came as the hunter and shot at Krishna. So everything, karma always justifies everything. So Ram went through all sorts of turmoil in life, all turbulations, all problems, but remained stable. He completely occupied his mind in the stability of Shiva, stillness of Shiva, and he operated with equanimity, without anger. You don't see him getting angry ever. I don't think there is anywhere that said he became very angry. His wife was stolen, which is very uncomfortable. But he did not get angry. He did what he had to do. Find a way to reach her, get her back. Because without Shakti, he's incomplete. And Shakti maintained her purity. Shakti always maintained its purity because that purity was necessary for creation, pure creation to continue. This is in Treta Yuga, right? And Ram's purity, when he stepped on a stone or put his foot on a stone, it became Ahalya, a woman who was cursed into a stone, came to life because of his purity. That's the power of purity. When we operate without expectations, when we operate in total surrender, when we operate in total acceptance, our purity level increases. That's the Ram in us. So the concept of Ayodhya or the abode of Ram is a state of justice, means a place where everything is just and there are no discriminations, there are no comparisons, competitions, or any kind of man-made barriers. A state that's possible. So understand, you are not going from anywhere to anywhere. You are Shiva, you are Ram, you are Krishna, you are Sita, you are everything. It's all, each and every dimension within us. We have 33 crore dimensions or possibilities within each person. But one dimension is predominant. So that's what we say, that's the person. But we are not just one dimension. See, you are not just the mother, you are the daughter as well. You are the wife or husband as well. You are probably an employee or an employer. You are probably a professional. All this is you. So in our daily life, tangibly, we have many dimensions expressed. We are not just one dimension. So we can never imagine that we are one dimension. That's lack of understanding. So this is important to understand. All these 33 crore dimensions or possibilities are sitting in us, just like 33 crore cells on our body. So maybe we have much more cells, but I'm just giving it like a figurative speech so that you understand. So this whole dimensions we have great potential. But we may not be expressing all this potential all the time because we are predominantly driven by our inclinations and desires. I want this, why this is not happening. We have expectations, we have disappointments. We are in a jungle of emotions, or a bundle of emotions we are. So we do not really feel or understand that we are all these possibilities. And when do you know these possibilities? When silence takes place. When we are in deeper levels and layers of silence, when we don't have much to do with the world outside, we witness every aspect. It comes out of us. It's all within us. It comes out of us and we start expressing them. Then we feel, oh, Ram is not separate from me. Ram is me. Mohanji is not separate from me. If there is a separation, there is also a possibility of estrangement. If you cannot see me inside of you, you cannot see me outside of you fully, except as a body or a personality. But the moment you start feeling me inside you, then outside, whether I exist or not, it doesn't matter. Sai Baba lived enough time so that people remember or recognize his form. Now he operates without the form, equally or even more strongly. Ram lived in Treta Yuga. We are many yugas later, we talk about Ram. We recognize Ram. Not everybody understands or appreciates Ram. That's because it's not easy to understand consciousness, especially consciousness or somebody who's established in consciousness operating in the daily life. It's not easy to understand because either he will play the fool or he will be aloof or he will just play the role. Hanumanji connected to Ram with full awareness of who's Ram. And he said, I want nothing where there is no Ram. I will not have anything where I cannot see Ram. When Sita Devi gave him a very precious jewelry, he picked up each gem to check if there is Ram inside. He disintegrated the whole thing because he could not find Ram. You see? Depth of bhakti. So all these aspects which we worship as a possibility, they are within us. They are reality. They all are realities. Why are we worshipping 33 crore gods? Not that we are worshipping each god. We are possibility of having all these or we are recognizing, accepting, and understanding that we have all these possibilities inside us. That's the truth. That is the truth. So very important to understand this. So you are not going anywhere. Now, coming back to why we don't have that understanding, because we are using our limited mind, limited intellect, and ego to understand something which is not possible to contain in those vessels. Our mind is limited, intellect is limited, ego is limited. To what? To the given personality. Imagine you have a cup in your hand and you're trying to measure the ocean. How will it feel? So that's why we are not able to understand the ocean. How can you understand the ocean then? Be the ocean, become the ocean. You have to dissolve into the ocean. Then you realize, okay, I am this vastness. Maybe you will realize the vastness. Parabrahma might be realizing his vastness, God knows. But Parabrahma had to have a form outside of him to know he is Parabrahma, or it is Parabrahma. That is why creation happened. And where is creation sitting? On himself. Him or her, doesn't matter. It's not about gender. It's about a state. So this is the reality. You see? So Ram is everything. Ram is supreme consciousness. What you are and what you are not, it's all Ram. So you can take any dimension, but we kind of pin Ram to a form, like Dasharatha's son, Sita's husband, Lava Kush's father, like that. Because we're trying to limit, we always do this, right? In life, you always do this. Okay, Mohanji, what is Mohanji? Mohanji is a guru, or he's a father. Or just we try to limit a person to one form or one frame. Then what do you miss? The dimensions you miss. Sometimes it takes other people to come and tell you about dimensions. That's the tragedy of existence. And because we don't understand the dimensions, we think that connection is an option. Connection is the truth. It's not an option. Because if you think a connection is an option, you may already start judging it. You may already try to judge, criticize, compare, and all this leads to detachment, estrangement, sorrows, disappointments, all these things. So I hope you understood this question or this answer.
Yeah, thank you, Mohanji. You really brought me back to the center. Thank you.
I think you have never left the shelter. I'm only a reminder to something you already know. See, I always feel that I'm like a mirror showing yourself to yourself so that you know who you are, if you can understand that.
So that is what we always want to stand before the mirror once again to just know our form again and again. Remind ourselves. Thank you, Mohanji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Mohanji. You've actually answered even the question that was directly after. So the next question is actually from Vanita.
Hey, Vanita. Hello.
Mohanji, if a person is unable to attend any of your retreats, does that mean that the connection with you will be lesser and the potential of liberation will take longer? Since retreats consist of powerful techniques to uplift awareness and being in close proximity with energy field of a master increases level of consciousness.
Last part I didn't understand. Once again.
Since being in proximity of an enlightened master helps in uplifting of consciousness.
Understood. Right. First part is that attending a program is not the criteria for connection. If your mind is parked into a consciousness, that's what I explained about Hanumanji. Hanumanji was his mind was totally parked at the feet of Lord Ram. He did not have a world outside of Ram. And then what happened? Ashta Siddhis and Navanidhis happened to him. Means supreme powers came to him. He could expand himself, contract himself. He could do the impossible and he became invincible. That's because his mind, or he was totally occupied with Ram. When you're totally occupied with a consciousness which is large, you become that. And even if you're sitting next to me, it doesn't mean anything. Probably people who are sitting next may not be connecting so much, because what happens is when you're very close to a person who's representing a consciousness, you probably only see the person or the personality. There is a danger there. Many times it has happened to people. They came close to a great master. Like even if you read Sai Baba's story, they came to him, but they couldn't really recognize him and they left him. This happens because sometimes when you are very close to the master, you only see the physical side or the terrestrial side. That's a danger. But when you are fully occupied with the consciousness, which is represented by a master, then you cannot be separated. Mind is parked in the consciousness. You are together. So a program or a particular method or practice or activity is not the criteria here. It's how well you're parked or how stable you are in the consciousness of the master. That's the point. And you need to take time to know the consciousness of the master. Don't just do it because somebody else is doing it. See, there are two mistakes which people do. They follow somebody because others said so, or somebody else is following. Like, for example, the father and mother are following, the child automatically follows. That's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. You need to know for yourself that this consciousness suits you. Otherwise, what's the danger? The danger is that you may always feel uncomfortable. It's like a dress you're wearing which doesn't suit you. You will always feel uncomfortable. You need to be very comfortable with the energies of this master, and you need to have total acceptance of the master. One thing you must always remember, that he can't be put in frames. Many times people follow a master who's not in the body because it's easier. In whichever frame you put, he sits there. But a living master, he gets out of frames every point in time. And that's inconvenient and uncomfortable many times. So we got to be all this should be very well understood. You don't jump into a conclusion by reading something, or somebody said something, or somebody else is following. So you don't follow any person because of that kind of things. Means what you could hear or what you read or something like that. Don't do that. Instead, you take time to recognize the consciousness, to recognize the person, the consciousness, and also feel whether this suits you, this energy suits you. Like, for example, a bhakti yogi, somebody who loves devotional path of devotion, and he suddenly meets a master who's recommended by your very close people, saying that this is an amazing master, he's deeply established in supreme consciousness, etc. But he's a jnana yogi, knowledge path. And you're going and sitting in front of him and you don't understand anything he says. And sometimes you feel, what the hell is he talking? And then it's just a matter of time before you run away. And you feel that you wasted time. So my suggestion always is, understand, take time to understand, assimilate, and also make a kind of comfort connection, means or a connection factor, make a bridge so that there is a communication happening. It's not that you're giving yourself to that person. Don't do that. Don't jump into anything. You need to take time, just like you're going to buy your food in the supermarket. There's so much of food there, but you go and select what suits you. Like that energy should suit you. Then only there's elevation happening. Some people come accomplished with that awareness. They know when they see a person, they understand the consciousness and they connect rapidly, immediately. That is because in the past lives, they have worked towards that state. But not everybody. So we can't expect that everybody are in that state. But you can spend time, it should be months or years, and to recognize the person. Once recognized, don't change. Then even if you say, oh, there is a master who was made a doctorate, not a postgraduate, it doesn't matter. Because your connection, your stability, your consistency becomes your strength, integrity. So you got to really look at this objectively. It's not about how many programs you attended, whether you met the person or not, whether you are practicing something or not, how deeply you are connected. This makes the difference. Because as Hanumanji did not probably sit and chant all the time. Of course, he had Ram going on in every hair of his. But that's the internal thing. Because after a while, when you're chanting continuously, your whole body starts vibrating the same thing. But Hanumanji was more practical. He was working for Ram. He was working for the aspects which Ram stood for, or what Ram wanted. So we got to understand that, because when we are occupied with a personality or a person, or probably a notion, means somebody said something and we think it is so, we could be disappointed. So it should not reach there. Instead, you are completely connected to the master, focused fully, and accepting. Acceptance should be total. But only after you do your due diligence, means not in a hurry. You have to take your time, understand, assimilate, and make sure this energy and this path is suitable for you. And if it is not, do not hesitate to walk away. Don't worry whether what will others think. Others can think anything they like. But if the path is not suitable for you, if the guide is not suitable for you, if the teaching is not suitable for you, you should go. And it's not a tragedy. It's actually doing justice to yourself, or accepting yourself totally. But take time for it. Understand. And don't jump into somebody's lap and say, okay, now what will I do? Don't do that. Many times people talk about exploitation. You can see that that's only because people have not done the due diligence. Nobody will exploit somebody if you really know what you really want. If you are really in a confused state and you're following somebody's guidance, exploitation is possible. Because the world caters to every aspect of life, and all that glitters is not gold. Maybe a person looks great and talks great, etc., but can he deliver transformation? That's a clear benchmark. One of the clear benchmark is transformation, not the miracles or other things. It's his presence. Is it transforming you, making you calmer, making less thoughts in you, or are you stable? These are all signs of the right connection to the consciousness. Otherwise, we can talk anything we like, but it doesn't mean anything. Did I answer your question? Was it okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohanji. The next question is from Shreyashi.
Yes, Shreyashi.
Nam Father, first of all, I want to thank you very much, because I was very sick, and through all the healing through Maitri and MTM method, I'm like very well now. I feel super recharged. So I think due to your grace, sometimes I feel super efficient, and at that time I feel as if the ego is taking over. So how to keep that ego in check, but at the same time be efficient and productive, but not be arrogant about it?
Well, the healing and the support, the thanks should go to the people who helped you, not to me. So I would rather attribute all this to the people who are supporting you and helping you.
Yes, Acharya Militza did the healings for me.
Yeah, so the whole thing, I'm passing it on to them. And ego is part of us. And if we practice humility, one thing you need to remember, since you're born, one day you will die. And this in-between space, it's not worth to have a lot of ego, pride, arrogance. All these things actually is not our right representation, correct? That awareness is enough. Means, what is our right representation? Since you are born and you know very well that you will die, what best you can do here? Keep this space clean. Which space? Inner space and our corresponding outer space. How can you keep it clean? express kindness all the time, compassion all the time, selflessness all the time, and have humility. It's very important, because we are here only for a short period of time. If whatever time created, time has deleted also. And death is not a tragedy. This is an inevitability. It's not a tragedy. If we are born, we will also die. So with this clear understanding, if you wake up every day, what will happen in your mind? Gratitude, deep gratitude. Hey, my heart is beating. I've woken up. I'm alive. What can I do today? And then, the people who contact you, you will feel they are all angels. We will not look at them as a potential competition, or we will not compare ourselves with them. There's nothing to compare, nothing to compete, just to accept, respect, and understand. And then life is in all these togetherness. We're coming together, for sharing experiences. There's no good or bad about it. What we call bad is a decayed expectation, right? Or an unfulfilled expectation, we call it bad. There's no bad about it. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. So we have to understand and be grateful about, hey, look here, I have a house today. I have some shelter. I have food to eat. I have appetite, and I have people loving me, or there are kind people who are healing me. What's their problem? They can do something else. They can go to a pub and have a drink also. Instead, they're sitting and healing you. So we got to have all these gratitude continuously, consistently. And then we also should have clear awareness that while existing, what's our highest potential possible? What we can do, what best we can do. If we think about it, automatically ideas will come. Create a vision. Imagine you're going to live for 90 years. What are you going to do for 90 years? Create a vision. I will do something great for this world. Within your limitations, within your budget, whatever your limitations are. I would say there are no limitations if you are connected to the consciousness, because limitations are only in our minds. Whenever we say, I can't do that, we are only talking about a limitation of the mind. People keep saying, oh, I don't have the capacity. What capacity are you talking about? Waking state mind capacity. That's not our capacity. And we talk about, oh, this guy failed, so I may also fail. What is that called? Fear. Fear. Borrowed fear. Not ours. Not ours. We borrowed it. Acquired fears. And then we say, oh, I can't do that because, see, I saw somebody failing. Somebody fell from the bicycle, so I'm not riding the bicycle. These are escapist things that we always carry. Always remember one thing. There are no boundaries except in mind. And when you're looking at yourself and your potential, break all boundaries before you do that. And keep the vision. And don't judge people. Very important. Don't judge people. Hey, that guy is not good. He's drinking alcohol, or he's doing this. It's not important. We have no idea what is his karma. We have no clue. Each person has a duration, a beginning and an end, and a lifespan. What happens within the lifespan, which we call the path of destiny, is completely orchestrated. Every meeting, every parting, every interaction, depth of interaction, flavor of interaction, experience out of it, all defined. So we should not judge, nor you pitch your plan or vision based on somebody else's vision. It should be yours. Then only it will be authentic. So you need to remember you are a very authentic personality. You are unique. You're authentic. Most importantly, you are alive. You see? So there is something you can do here. You see? That's what Ram did. He had many odds, many problems, many roadblocks in his life, but he did not sit and cry, nor he expected other people to come and save him. He did not expect. When you have less expectation, you have less disappointment. And this was his strength. This was his strength. So you can have strength. Don't worry about obstacles. Don't worry about problems. Don't worry about any situations which can affect. Create a vision. Destroy tamas, inertia. One aspect of inertia is what? One aspect of inertia is, I can't do it. Next aspect of inertia is, tomorrow I will do it. Third aspect of inertia is, why are nobody supporting me? Like that, you can list out the number of aspects of inertia which blocks us, binds us, and makes us immobile or paralyzed. Don't be scared. This is all reality. We are living this every day. We are living this every day. Whenever people talk about impossibility, I only see their limited mind. There's no impossibility. You take a decision, you surrender it to the highest consciousness which you are in touch with, and just keep moving. Things open up, things happen. The power of surrender is in faith. If you have deep faith in yourself first, then your source, whoever you are connected to, it could be a God, it could be a guru, whatever. There is no stopping you. If you surrender yourself and your aspects of or your vision at the feet of your God, whoever you are connected to, the consciousness you are connected to, and just go ahead with your mission, it will happen. Shivaji Maharaj surrendered his kingdom to his guru. Guru said, I'll take it. I accept it. Now you run it for me. He became very powerful because he was doing it for the sake of his guru. There was no ownership. When there is no ownership, there is supreme power. Why sometimes we are limited? One reason is ownership. Main reason is ownership. I am doing it. Who are you? Your limited mind. Waking state, limited mind. And what does that mind gives you? What does that mind give you? Limitations. I always tell people, don't tell me 20 things you cannot do. Tell me one thing you can do and we will work on that. 20 things you cannot do are 20 aspects or dimensions of your limitation, limited mind. Based out of inertia, tamas. If we consciously shed that or detach from that or distance from that, you would be surprised to see how powerful you are. There's nothing that can stop you. You are supreme consciousness expressed through this body, this personality. Remember this. Unlimited power, unlimited supreme consciousness, Ram expressed through this body. This is what you should know. This is very important to understand. Is it clear?
Yes, Father, I'm feeling very motivated. You answered questions I didn't even ask. Thank you so much.
You can be motivated now because you are seeing me, but tomorrow you should be motivated also. And the day after the same. See, I motivate people when they come to me, but they go back and sleep again. Don't sleep. Do something.
Yes, Father, with your blessings. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you, Mohanji. The next question is from Lakshmi. Namaste, Baba. Happy, blessed Ram Navami to you. My question is from the Ramayana. I think this aspect is one that has been very misunderstood, but there's many theories about it. So I wanted to ask the true meaning of the Agni Pariksha from the Ramayana.
See, every aspect of Ramayana has different dimensions. We see, as I explained in the beginning, Sita is Shakti. You know, where is your Shakti sitting? Kundalini Shakti. The highest of Shakti is Kundalini Shakti. It transcends earth, water, fire. Then it reaches air and space. Then it goes further and attains Shiva. So every time there is an Agni Pariksha happening before enlightenment. It has to transcend fire. Fire has a different flavor also. What is fire? Something that purifies but does not get contaminated. That's the truth of fire. Fire never gets contaminated. You know, that's the power of fire. So solar plexus is the seat of fire. The Jadarakni sits there. So when Kundalini Shakti is moving, it transcends the, first it breaks the Brahma Granthi, then Vishnu Granthi. All those Granthis are broken and stuff like that at various stages. And before it reaches Rudra Granthi, it has to transcend fire. So this fire is that kind of a expression. Now, Sita going through fire is that fire purifies everything. You know, it's a symbolic thing, according to me. You know, people may say that this is actually she walked through fire. Possible, we don't know. But let us look at the symbolic meaning which is suitable for our path for liberation. You know, so what is fire? Fire is purifier. It's the purifier. When we walk through that fire, or Kundalini Shakti goes through that fire, Sita is Shakti, goes through that fire, it becomes more lighter because it is transcending what? Earth and water. And it's going through fire to the air, then the space and further up. So this Agni Pariksha is the test of fire happens to all people before they attain enlightenment. This is my notion. If some people have a different opinion, I'll accept that, no problem. But I'll rather keep this notion. Yeah.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Mohanji. The next question is from Krishna Kumari.
Atma Pranams,
I can't see you.
Mohanji.
I cannot see you.
My camera is not functioning. I'm
Congratulations.
so sorry. Yeah. Atma Pranams. Yeah. My question says, I'm really shivering to read it. This is the first time I'm seeing live. My question is, so whenever I look at Mohanji's picture, it's tell me something, a lot of information, but to know what are the message exactly all about, I don't know how to connect it with it. That is my question. Yeah.
I didn't understand the question. How to connect with me?
Yeah, it is like whenever I'm very new. So whenever I see Mohanji's picture, so it's tell me something, but I really don't know what is that, and it's contain a lot of information, but I don't know how to extract that to know more about it. I'm unable to see clearly what
Okay.
are the information.
Okay. So the only thing which you need to, like, for example, if you kept my picture, it should be only like a mirror to yourself. Otherwise, what will my picture do there? You rather keep your picture so that you can know that you exist. My picture should be a reminder of who you actually are. You know, it's like a pointer into yourself. All that I say is that all that I express or my presence expresses is that you should be you. You know, I always tell people, if you do not follow me, it doesn't matter. But if you do not follow you, it matters. If you do not accept me, it doesn't matter. But if you did not accept yourself, you lose a lifetime. So the whole idea is you have to be yourself totally. And the first step is through acceptance. You need to accept yourself totally with all your weaknesses, all your strengths. And then once you start accepting, mind starts becoming silent, more silent. The informations coming from outside are probably necessary, probably unnecessary. We don't know. But what is the information coming from inside are all necessary. Very, very important. So external doesn't matter. You know, if you see me externally as a picture or a person, it doesn't matter, because I am existing for you externally only when you are awake and when you are looking at me or seeing me. But I always exist within you. I means the consciousness that is you is also me. We are one in consciousness. So this is what is existing within you. Always try to connect to that consciousness and start listening to yourself. When you listen to yourself more and more, you will start experiencing yourself more and more. Then the question starts getting answered. You know, every question starts becoming more clear, or answer starts becoming more clear. That's exactly the clarity that should come. So being you is my constant reminder. Be you, 100%. You know, don't try to be somebody else. And it's not an activity, it's beingness. Be you, be. And accept yourself totally as you are, completely as you are. There could be many deficiencies. There could be many complexes, negativities. Doesn't matter. This is what we are. You know, we are not trying to be perfect. What we are is what we actually are. And what you are projecting to the world is what people recognize you with. Maybe that's not what we are. The third dimension that we have, we do not express. We choose to express some things to the world. And there is behind the curtain, there is much more. So we need to come in terms with all these aspects. Totally you. Then a lot of innocence will come into you. Being you means you are totally being you, completely. And that brings forth the true you. And that's the highest you can do in a lifetime. And that will lead to liberation. I think I've answered your question.
Thank you, Mohanji. Feel so blessed to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohanji, for this beautiful opportunity on the satsang. I think maybe we could have one more question.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the next question is from Anjali. She says, I am a devotee of Sai Baba. If someone and their family is suffering a lot and there's no end to it, does that mean that Baba is testing? It is said that Baba tests his favorite devotees. Is that true? And what happens after the testing is complete?
First of all, no master is interested to test anybody. You know who tests? Our own mind, our own attitude, our own notions, our own limitations. That tests us. No master is interested in testing anybody. No master sits for that. All these masters are representing a great consciousness, or they are embodiments of a great consciousness. And when you are in connection with them, your consciousness expands, possibly to theirs, or their consciousness merges with you in some level as per your capacity. If your capacity is large, you can become them. If you're limited, and if you're coming to a master with expectations, you will only probably connect to that level. But a master is supreme consciousness, especially Baba, amazingly powerful consciousness. He will not disturb anybody. He's here to remove your pains. When one person told Baba, I have great suffering, can you please spread it over a few lifetimes? Then Baba asked the question, then why am I sitting here? What's my job? What am I doing here? And he said, I'll clear everything in this life. So when you come in contact with a great master, probably the lifetimes that you are supposed to have, or you're supposed to have a few more lifetimes, that gets compressed to a few. So each lifetime becomes intense, very powerful, sometimes very painful. So this is one possibility, that that person's lifetime is getting reduced, so that each lifetime is getting intense, so that it's getting cleared. Whatever you have accumulated over lifetimes is getting cleared to a great extent. This is one possibility. Another possibility is that the resistance is too high for what's going through. The suffering we're talking about. When resistance is too high, suffering is more. Like when somebody asked Ramana Maharshi, he had cancer. Somebody asked him, do you have pain? Ramana Maharshi said, I have pain, but I have no suffering. I refuse to suffer. Pain is on the body, but suffering, it's your choice. So when you are resisting your suffering, when you are accepting, the cure happens spontaneously. You see that in the nature. Cats and dogs or birds, they sometimes injure themselves, or some injury happens to them. They do not sit down and cry. Instead, what they do, they take care of themselves, or they cool themselves for some time before they can move. And then they move to one corner and they secure themselves. They will not sit and cry for a long period of time. But we human beings, what we do, we compare ourselves with healthy people. And, oh, I'm unhealthy, he's healthy, so I'm suffering. Then you need all the attention, and sometimes people need attention, sometimes support, sometimes they cry just to have attention. Sometimes they carry disease so that they will have attention. All these possibilities are there in human things. But if you look at a cat or a dog, they don't care. I mean, if they have an injury, they will nurture the injury, nurse the injury, and then they will recover as normal, because they don't resist it. And then they survive. Likewise, you can see the relationships also. Expectations are much less in animals and other species, or non-human species. They just accept themselves. They accept the society. If you love them, happy. If you don't love them, no problem. So that you are pretty relaxed, or pretty much free, independent from this whole bindings of life. So first of all, masters never punish. Don't ever think like that. Masters never ever punish. And if you really surrender and say that, okay, I have no problem, I have no whatever has to go through me, let it go through me. Whatever I have, I surrender to you. Pain or pleasure, I surrender to you. Then probably the relief will be faster. The more you resist, the more you expect, disappointments are more. So this is the nature of our connection, or integration that way. See, the maximum is achieved in any spiritual journey is your integration with your guru, master. When you found a real master, powerful master, connected to consciousness, if you're plugged in all the time, without doubts, without criticism, without judgment, without comparisons, then you will automatically start feeling that energy within. There'll be no boundaries for you eventually. That's a clear sign. When you're deeply connected to a master, you will never talk about impossibilities. You will always be silent inside, and your expressions will be powerful. That's a clear sign of your deep connection with the master. So this is very important to understand. When you are doubting, when you're criticizing, when you're comparing, then your connection is also poor. There are disruptions in the connection. That's why I said in the beginning, you take your time to connect to a master. Do all due diligence. Understand the master, close or far, doesn't matter. Fully understand and make sure that energy is suitable for you, or that's the path for your transformation. Once you found that, don't change. Then let it be a deep connection, full integration, and you become that consciousness. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Many people keep changing tracks. They go to different people thinking that they'll get something more, and then eventually they get disappointed. Because the basic problem is not the masters. The basic problem is that you don't have the vessel to carry that consciousness, or you don't have the vessel to receive. That's the problem. So instead of going to various masters, stick to somebody whom you have connected properly, and then all the masters will bless you, because all masters are one. It's all consciousness in different forms. So they all will respect you and bless you, provided you are sticking to one path. Consistency, very, very, very important. consistency, discipline, extremely important, determination, very important, and also humility. It's not like I expect this. If I don't get it, I'm going away. Expect it. If I get it, okay, thank you very much. So that's not the way. It's a lifelong partnership. Connection to a true master is a collaboration. It's a lifelong partnership, and no judgments, no doubts, no competition, no comparison works there. If that happens, it's a tragedy.
Thank you so much, dear beloved Mohanji. It's been such an amazing opportunity to be with you today. I would like to take the opportunity on behalf of all the viewers on YouTube and as well as Zoom to thank you so much on this beautiful day of Ram Navami to bless us with your darshan. Thank you so much.
Thanks to all of you. Thanks to all of you for putting this together, coming together and talking. And also, I wish you a great level of awareness in this life. Yeah. And wish you great awareness and the consciousness of Ram and the consciousness of Ram within you. That means consciousness of supreme consciousness or the state of supreme consciousness within you. May you all attain that in this life.